ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री नमः। इष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पदान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरे प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा। So welcome to the Srimad Bhagavatam thematic series 3. So today we are beginning the thematic series 3. The thematic series 1 was the first 3 verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which speak about Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojan. The thematic series 2 was the 6 questions of the sages, and the sages, before asking these questions, glorify Suta Goswami. So that was from 114 to 1123. So now chapters 2 and 3 of the Bhagavatam of the first canto, in brief, Suta Goswami answers these 6 questions. So now the 6 answers of Suta Goswami, that is the thematic series 3. So we'll go to chapter 2 of the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto. So Srila Prabhupada titles this chapter 2 as Divinity and Divine Service. So the divinity of the Absolute Truth is there, and the divine service is Bhakti. Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur focuses on, uh, the divine service is Bhakti, but what are the stages of Bhakti? Different stages. So he gives the title as Stages of Bhakti. And the contents of this chapter, Suta's reply begins with obeisances. So first he offers his obeisances to his spiritual master, which is Sukadeva Goswami, before replying to the questions. And the answers to the sages' questions to 1, 2, 3, and 4 are there in this chapter. Of course, 5 and 6 are also there in principle, but it is more elaborated in the third chapter of the uh, first canto. So, in that sense, the answers begin from here. And the glories of bhakti, that is the divine service, that is bhakti, and superiority of Krishna's worship is divinity. That the object of worship is not the demigods but Krishna. So that will be established by Suta Goswami also. So let's go to what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur says about what are the chapter themes in the second chapter. So Vishwanath Chakra Thakur says that in chapter 2, there is description of 3 items. The process, abhidheya, bhakti, the goal, prayojan, that is prema, and the object of worship, the Supreme Lord, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. So the object of worship is Krishna and not the Devatas, not even Shiva or not even Brahma. So it is only Vishnu. And this is the overview of chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Services. Verses 1 to 7, Sut Goswami's reply is there. And his reply continues in the entire Bhagavatam till 34. But this is particular section, and he replies to questions 1 and 2, how the highest goal for humanity is bhakti, and the essence of all scriptures speak about practice of bhakti. And even varnashram, if you're performing a varnashram, but if you're not having attraction to Harikatha, then what is the use of practicing varnashram? So the practice of varnashram is for practicing, for gaining bhakti. So only bhakti is to be gained by practice of varnashram. That will be the essential theme in verses 8 to 15. And then, oh, this bhakti is to be practiced. So what are the different progressions in bhakti? Right from Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Narth Nivritti, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prem. So the progression is being discussed in verses 16 to 21. 22 to 29, only Krishna is to be served. So the object of worship, bhakti, is not to the demigods or to Shiva or to Brahma, but it is the highest object of worship is Krishna. So that is established from 22 to 29. And then he answers question 4, the Purusha avatars, Krishna in the material world. And what is the purpose of Krishna's descent? Is answered in the last verse 34. That is answered here in verse 34. So that's how the different sections of the breakup of the entire chapter 2 of the 34 verses he is here in this overview. Now, this answer of Sut Goswami and establishing that the highest goal of humanity, the essence of all scriptures is bhakti. Bhakti is the abhidheya. This right in the beginning of the Bhagavatam in Sut's reply is being established that bhakti is the abhidheya. We have to establish our sambandha with Bhagavan, which is spoken in 111, and 112 spoke about the abhidheya tattva, tat shunus. You have to hear, you have to establish a relationship with the Veda Vastavam Vastu and touch, Shushubhi, Sachana, by hearing. So hearing is an anga of bhakti. So only bhakti is the abhidheya. So the abhidheya tattva, Sut Goswami is going to establish. And right from the beginning of the Bhagavatam till the entire 12 cantos is repeated in the Bhagavatam that bhakti is there. And Srila Jiva Goswami in his Sandarbhas does this thematic study that bhakti is the abhidheya. and he proves that by Suta Goswami's reply to the sages' questions 1 and 2. And not only in the uh, Suta Goswami's reply, it will come in Vyas and Narad Samvad. Then it will come in Sukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj Samvad. Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishwaro Hari Shotavya Kirtadavyasya Dhyayasya Pujya Nityada. नहीं, तस्मात् भारत सर्वात्मा भगवान ईश्वर हरि श्रोतव्य कीर्तव्यस्य स्मर्तस्य इच्छिताभयम. So there also he'll establish that. So right from first canto, in the many conversations, then the second canto, even while discussing the Virata Purusha, uh, actually that is for the Ashtanga yogis, but the real process, the real abhideya is bhakti. He'll establish Jiv Swami there. The third canto through the Kapil Shiksha, in the fourth canto, uh, in the fifth canto, in the sixth canto, in the seventh canto, in the eighth canto, in the ninth canto, in the 10th canto, in the 11th canto, in the 12th canto. All the cantos, one after another, and establishes that in the entire Bhagavatam, it has been established that bhakti is the abhideya. So we will be also going a little more deep into what Jiva Goswami has to say about this particular section, which is from 8 to 15. So that is just a little hint I'm giving what we will be discussing in this elaborate thematic study. Okay, so let us begin now. The first verse of the second chapter. But up till now, if you have any questions about just a brief overview, what we have discussed, any questions you have? So let's start with the first verse. Vyasavacha iti samprashna samrishto viprānam romaharshane pratipujya vachastesham pravaktum upachakrame. Shri Vyasadeva said, Vyasavacha, the son of Romaharshana, Suta or Ugrashavash, Romaharshane. Romaharsha is the father, Raumaharshane is the son. Delighted at the question of the sages. Iti samprashno samrishto vipranam. Vipranam are the sages. Samrishto. He was delighted by the perfect question. Samprashna. Prabhupada says perfect questions. He was perfectly satisfied. Respecting their words. Pratipujya vachastesham. Began to speak. Pravaktum vachakrame. He started giving his pravachan. Pravaktum means he started giving his pravachan. So this is the first verse. And we see that Vyas Vacha has come here. So here, I've just put it in the slide that the Srimad Bhagavatam is in the form of conversations. So Vyas is speaking to us. So the first three verses we see Vyas is speaking to us. He offers his obeisances to the Absolute Truth by chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And then he starts speaking Janmadayasya. These are the Mangalacharan invocation verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, first, second, and third. And then he takes us to Naimisharanya, where Sut Goswami and Shaunak are assembled at Naimisharanya. And the conversation he is narrating us between Suta and Shaunak. And within the Suta and Shaunak Samvad conversation is the Sukdev Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, who was narrated the Bhagavatam and Shukatal. And within the Sukdev Goswami and the Parikshit Maharaj Samvad is the Vidur Maitri Samvad, which comes in the third and the fourth canto. And there are many other like that. So it goes on to 7, 8 sometimes, these loops. So Vyas is narrating to us the Suta Sonak Samvad. So Vyas again speaks here. So Vyas again, the loop goes one step back. And then he says that this is what, the sages had asked question, and now Suta is replying. So let's go to the commentary of Srila Prabhupada. It is a commentary which is only one line, but to find and understand and get the answer of it takes many, many years. So Prabhupada says, the sages of Naimisharanya asked Suta Goswami 6 questions, and so he's answering them one by one. That's it. And for many years, many senior devotees were also very well read and great preachers who have been giving Bhagavad Katha. Until Vishwanath Chakra Thakur commentary on the Gita came, they could never figure out where are these 6 questions in the first chapter. Where are these 6 questions? So Prabhupada, why did he do like this? There can be various reasons which Prabhupada knows, but one of the things we can say that Prabhupada wants us to do research, find and go deeper and deeper into the Bhagavatam. So the sages that ask 6 questions, even in this first chapter. So he wants us to go deeper into the Acharya's commentaries and uh, deeper to the teachers and ask them. So that's why we can say that this is what is Prabhupada's desire. Okay, Vishwanath Thakur is again brief. In the second chapter, there is a description of 3 items: the process, Abhideya Bhakti, the goal, Prayojanam, Prema, and the object of worship, the Supreme Lord Bhagavan Krishna. The son of Romaharshana was Ugrashavas, also called Suta. So that's it. Now, Vyasa said that Pravaktam Upachakrame, Suta started speaking. So now Suta Vacha comes. Suta Vacha Yam Pravarjantam Anupaityapaithi Krityam Dvapayano Virahakatara Juha Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Binedus Tam Sarvabhutaridayam Munimanatosmi. This is a very important verse. The second and the third verse are very important verse. These are prayers of Suta Goswami to his spiritual master, Sukadeva Goswami. And it also speaks the glory of his spiritual me. So let us see the translation. Said Suta Vacha, I offer my respects to the sage Sukdev. Tam Muninam Natosmi. Nata means Naman. Naman. Nato Asmi. Asmi means I. I offer of respects. Who has entered the mind of all beings, Sarva Bhuta Hridayam, and to whom Vyas, his father Dvaipano, cried out with pain of separation. Viraha Katar Ajuha. So the father cried out of separation of the son. O son, Putriti, Putriti, when Sukdev, without even undergoing samskaras, Apayati Krityam, left home, Yam Pravarjantam. He left home without undergoing any samskaras and could not be brought back, Anupaityam. Even the trees being attached to Sukdev, Tanmayataya Taravo, called out, O son, Abhinedu. Abhinedu means echo. The trees also echoed. Father said, O son, and the echo came back. So the trees are also feeling separation from Sukdev Goswami. So the trees also uh, echoed back. So through Vishwanath Chakra Thakur commentary on this, and there is a purpose, and then I will explain Srila Prabhupada's commentary. Srila Vishwanath Chakra Thakur has given a very Rasika commentary to this, but Srila Prabhupada has given a very practical comment for us. So let us see what Vishwanath Chakra Thakur has to say. Here Sut begins to reflect. So he is reflecting. I will speak the answer to the questions. The essence of all scriptures, the very substance. So the essence of all scriptures is Srimad Bhagavatam. They have asked for the essence, which will please their intellect. Yenatma suprasiddhi. This is in 11th verse. Bhuri bhuri karmani. If their intellects are not satisfied with this, what will happen? Therefore, among all the essences, I should seek out that which is pleasing to the intellect as decided by the most righteous persons. Even though some righteous persons will say that intellect is pleased with Sankhya, some will say the intellect is pleased with Mimamsa or with the Upanishads or the Vedanta Sutra, we discern the conclusion of the Upanishads, all that cannot be admitted. So there are many saints who will say, oh, intellect is pleased by Sankhya, intellect is pleased by Mimamsa, intellect is pleased by Upanishads, intellect is pleased by Vedanta Sutra. But that cannot be admitted. The intellect can be only pleased by the Srimad Bhagavatam. Among the sages, the chief is Krishna Dwapa and Vyas, who knows all the philosophies, he knows all the darshans, who wrote the Vedanta Sutras, and whose vision is based on clarity of mind. So even though he had divided all the four Vedas, this will come in the fourth, fifth, and sixth chapters of the first chapter, first canto. Even though he had divided the four Vedas, he had written the 18 Puranas, and uh, for the less intelligent Kripana, for the Dvija Bandhus, he had composed the Mahabharat, and the ultimate conclusion of the Upanishads, he had given the philosophical explanation resolving all the contradictions in the Upanishads in the form of Vedanta Sutra, the highest philosophy. But still, he was not satisfied. And then Narad comes and gives him instruction to write the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the natural commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. So if Vyas was not satisfied by such an elaborate work, so then how will the sages of Naimisharanya be satisfied? So they will be only satisfied by the Srimad Bhagavatam. So he decided to speak the Srimad Bhagavatam. I should speak that scripture, which remains study without objections from anyone, since it gave pleasure to all the sages after withstanding the test of all the great luminaries, the greatest philosophers present in the assembly gathered around Parikshit. So that was what Sukhdev spoke in that assembly in Shukrutal, that is the Srimad Bhagavatam. I should speak that scripture which is pure like the Jambuda river. I should speak the Bhagavatam. So tell us the essence of scriptures. So he is going to speak the Bhagavatam, which is the essence of the scriptures. Speak the Bhagavatam. So he decided to speak the Bhagavatam because he had studied many scriptures. And you know, if you remember that while glorifying Suta Goswami, the sages mentioned, Yani Veda Vidam Shrestha, you are the topmost learned Vedantist because you have studied all other Vedanta darshans and you have studied all other Shad darshans and you have studied the Vedanta Sutra also. Puranani, Se Itihasani, you have studied the Puranas, Itinahasas, and the Dharma Shastras. So all this study you have done for a long time. What you have discerned as the essence of scripture, the essence of scriptures is the Srimad Bhagavatam, because it has stood the test in that assembly. So only Srimad Bhagavatam can satisfy Yenatma Suprasiddhiti. So Suta Goswami decided that I'll speak the Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore, I should surrender to Shukdev Goswami, speaker of the Bhagavatam. So he has decided to speak the Bhagavatam. So therefore, first, you should offer your respects to his spiritual master, that is Sukdev Goswami, and that's why he surrenders through these prayers. Just see the mood of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada took so much trouble to actually first come out with the commentary of the Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, first uh, volume. It was in 3 volumes, the first canto. He used to go back and forth from Vrindavan to Delhi, Chippiwada, and get it printed. And once it was printed, he was now confident, now I can go to the West. And he carried those trunks, 3 trunks of the Srimad Bhagavatam sets, which he had printed. And then he boarded the Jalduta. And Prabhupada's mood was that because Bhagavatam is going, I am going to serve them. So that's why I have to go to US because Bhagavatam is going. Similarly, Sut Goswami is saying, because I have to speak Bhagavatam, I have to offer my respects to or surrender to Shukdev Goswami, the speaker of Bhagavatam. He thus begins reciting this verse. So just reflecting like this, he starts beginning reciting this verse. Yam pravarjantam anupaitapaita krityam. Sukdev had departed, leaving everything. Pravarjantam. So just pravarjantam, just this term, what does this indicate? There is brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa, and within sannyasa also there are different levels. So what does pravarjantam indicate among these orders, spiritual orders of life? Anyone can think about pravarjantam? What does it indicate? Within the sannyas order, there are different levels again there are. So what does this indicate? Anyone? Devhuti Kapil Prabhuji? Hare
No
Krishna.
idea. No idea, Prabhuji.
Virendra Yadav Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, it indicates Parivrajkacharya.
Yes, it indicates Parivrajkacharya or even the Paramhamsa stage. So Sukadeva Goswami, when he was born, he was directly a Paramhamsa, Parivrajkacharya. Usually when you're born, uh, there are samskars. You have to go through the samskars. At birth only, there is a cutting of the umbilical cord. There is samskars. Before impregnating the child, there is the Garbhadan samskars. And then there is the Vidya Arambha. Then there's the Upanayan samskar. Then the education at the Gurukul. And then, you learn from the teacher. You become a learned. Janmana jayato Shudra samskara bhave dvija. By samskars you become a dvija and Veda patata vipra. Then you study the Vedas, you become vipra. Then when you realize the Vedic knowledge, Brahma janati iti brahmana, you become a brahmana. And Vaishnava means he's a Paramamsa. Vaishnava means he's transcendental. He's on the transcendental level of consciousness. He's on Shuddha Sattva. So Sukadeva Goswami did not undergo any samskars. The moment he was born, he was a Parivarajikacharya or the Paramhamsa. He had attained the Paramhamsa stage. So Vishwanath Chandra Thakur's explanation is drawing out this glory of Sukadeva Goswami. And Prabhupada in his purport is speaking about all the samskars, how we should undergo, because we will not be like that. So that's why Prabhupada's purport is very practical, as mentioned. Sukadeva had departed. Though he was nearby, Vyas could not catch him, Anupaityam. He had not received his sacred thread, Apaita Krityam, all the samskars he had not received. Vyas called out the protracted words, O son, out of affection. But not only his father had great affection for him, Padma Puran says, Yenarchito haristena tarpitani jagatyapi rajjanti jantavastatra jangama savara api. He who worships the Lord, Yenarchito haristena, pleases all living entities. Tarpitani jagantyapi. Tript. All the people of the world are tript with him. All moving and non-moving beings. Jangama stavara api are controlled by him. Rajjanti jantavastatra. So he controls all moving and non-moving beings. Please remember, even the non-moving beings, are actually in one sense moving, living, like the trees and the mountains. They're also living beings. Please remember that. So even they get attracted to such a people and they conduct such a person out of prema. So that is the, not only his father had affection for him, all living beings had affection, and even the trees had affection. So there is a note. This verse is quoted in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu to illustrate the first two types of Shubhada. He has affection for the world, and the world has affection for him. So he has affection for the world. That is what is called as prenanam. Prenanam means he has pure affection for the uh, all the living beings, all the living beings. And Jagat Anurakta means that all the living beings are become attached to them, attached to him. Paragraph 3. Thus even the trees lamented. So the trees were in lamentation when Sukdev was, when he was born, he was going. Vyasa was also lamenting, and out of affection, not on the bodily concept. Please remember, because Vyasa is a self-realized soul. He is the avatar of Krishna. And based on spirit. Yes, there was some problem with the net connection. Just a second, I have to charge the laptop. Yes. So not only Vyas had affection for his son, and that affection is spiritual affection, not on the bodily concept, but on the spiritual platform. But even the trees had affection and they were lamenting. This is spiritual lamentation. Please remember, not material lamentation. This is spiritual lamentation. Being completely attached to Sukdev, Tanmayataya, the trees, since they were facing him, called out in the form of echoes, O son, Abhinedu. So Sukdev was running, and there were trees in front. Backside is Vyas, and Vyas is calling, O son. So the sound is going and hitting the trees, and the trees are echoing, O son. So they are also lamenting in affection, for Sukdev Goswami. They are also feeling separation. When a person is attached to something, he is said to be Tanmaya. Tanmaya. Maya means filled with. Yashoda Maya. Yashoda is completely attached to Krishna. So that's why it's called as Yashoda Mai. Mai means thrilling it is. Maya is pulling. Just thus, Stri Maya means a person who's attached to a woman. Stri Maya means attached to a woman. This affection for a person who resides in the mind of all living beings, like the attraction of the all-attractive deity of the Lord, is not a material illusion. So in the material world, the affection what is there on the bodily concept, it is illusion. But this affection is spiritual affection. This resides in the minds of all living beings. And just like, the Lord is all attractive, and his affection for the Lord is not material affection, it is spiritual completely. So the Lord is there in the heart of this pure devotee, and that's why everyone is attracted to him. So this affection is not a material illusion. I made this point clearly also. Thus, it is not a fault if Vyas seemed to lose his sense of discrimination. So when we are affected, when we have affection, we lose our sense of discrimination. And uh, Arjuna lost his sense of discrimination, the Arjuna Vishada Yoga, the first chapter of the Gita, and he could not discern what is his duty. But of course, that illusion which Arjuna fell in is because of the Yoga Maya, not because of Mahamaya. So people in this world are, because of affection, they fall in illusion and lose sense of discrimination. But Vyas, losing his sense of discrimination, is on a transcendental platform. So it is not a fault of Vyas losing his description. Now, Or there is another meaning. The trees in another form of Sukdev. The trees took the role of the spiritual master. So another form of Sukdev called out in ego, O son, to answer Vyas. So the trees took the form of Sukdev, Tanmaya, because they were absorbed like that, and echoed Abhineo, O son, and they answered to Vyas. To pacify Vyas, they answered to Vyas. If I am your son, then you are also my son. Illusion is the cause of thinking, I am the father, you are the son. Who is son of whom? And who is father of whom? So they are instructing Vyas, oh, don't get affected by this, illusion, thinking that I am father, you are son. So I'm remembering the pastime in the Chaitanya Charitamrita of Raghunandan Thakur, I think, and his father was Mukunda. Both are the eternal associates of the Lord. This Raghunandan was just a 5-year-old child, I think, 5 or 10-year-old child. And Mukunda used to every day offer bhoga to the deity. One day he had to go for some duty in the early morning. So he told his wife, tell Raghunandan to offer today the bhoga. And Raghunandan was an innocent, pure child. And Raghunandan offered, no, he didn't know any mantras. So he just told, Krishna, please have, I've got you bhoga. And he kept it in front. And the Lord ate it. The Lord eats through his eyes. And although he eats everything, but still it remains. That is the mystic potency of the Lord, so that we can have Mahaprasad. Prasad we can have, the mercy of the Lord. So, but Raghunandan saw that still the laddu is there. So he started crying, my Lord, please eat, please eat. So the Lord, became moved and he ate the entire laddu. Raghunandan was in bliss and ecstasy. And he came with the empty plate to the mother. And mother asked, where is the laddus? The Lord ate, he said. And then when the father came, asked for prasad, oh, this is what the son said. Oh, father was surprised. So he said, okay, once again tell Raghunandan to offer. And the father hid at the backside and he saw the pure love and affection when Raghunandan offered. The Lord again ate that entire laddu. And Raghunandan Mukund was amazed by the devotion of his son. And then when they went to Jagannath Puri, every year they used to go to Jagannath Puri to spend that 4 months with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met Raghunandan Mukunda, so he asked Mukunda, Mukunda, can you tell me who is the father and who is the son? Mukunda said, actually, my son, Raghunandan, is the father and I am the son. Because he is superior in devotion. And he is instructing me what is devotion by his own example. So he is the father and I am son, Mukunda answered. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased. So similarly, Sukdev Goswami, in fact, when he spoke in that assembly in Naimisharanya, in Shukratal before Parikshit, even his spiritual master and father Vyasdev was seated, and Vyasdev's spiritual master Narad was seated there. And Narad gave this knowledge of the Bhagavatam from his father Brahma and then gave this knowledge to Vyas, and Vyas compiled the Bhagavatam. But when Sukadev spoke the Bhagavatam, Shuka Mukad Amrita, when that nectar from the mouth of Sukdev Goswami came, this Bhagavatam, even Narad and Vyas were astonished. Even they had to learn the Bhagavatam from Sukadev. So that is why the trees are instructing Vyas here, who is son of whom, who is father of whom. Enlightening Vyas about this truth, they hint, why are you bewildered? But this bewilderment, please remember, is out of spiritual affection and this is natural. For establishing attachment to Sukdev, it is then described that he had entered the minds of all living entities. Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Munim. by the power of his yoga. By the power of his pure bhakti yoga, Shukdev, just like the spiritual, the Paramatma is there in the heart of everyone, Sarva Bhuta Hridayam. So the pure devotee also can enter the heart of everyone, Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Munim. This is the potency of a pure devotee. And this verse aptly applies to our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has the potency to inspire every jiva in this Brahmanda, in this universe. Please remember, in this universe, he can enter the heart of every living being and inspire him to take up to devotion those who come in touch with this movement, especially through his books. Reading his books directly, they are associating with Prabhupada, and Prabhupada in their heart can inspire them to take up to devotion. That is the potency of the pure devotee. And that was the potency of Sukadeva Goswami. He was able to enter the minds of all living entities by his power of his yoga. That being so, now that is his potency. So Suta is meditating. Let him also enter my heart and speak the Bhagavatam through my mouth. So let him also enter my heart and let him speak the Bhagavatam. He can enter into dull trees and pacify his father. Sorry. He can enter into the dull trees and pacify his father by answering back. Can also enter my heart and please the intellect of all hearers by the Bhagavatam. So, Sukadeva Goswami can enter the heart of the trees and pacify, give spiritual instructions. So then at least he can enter my heart. Sukadeva Goswami, I am his disciple. And then satisfy Yenatma Suprasidati, because only Bhagavatam can satisfy. Implied here is the rule that at the time of lecturing, other speakers of the Bhagavatam should also meditate in this way. So when we give the Bhagavatam, we should meditate, pray to our spiritual master. But whatever I have heard from the spiritual master teachings, let me pray that the same teachings he can speak through me. So that is the mood in which the speaker of the Bhagavatam should be. So this is a very beautiful commentary by Vishwanath Chandra Thakur. And now let us go to Srila Prabhupada's commentary. But before that, if you have any questions, we would like to ask based on Vishwanath Chandra Thakur's commentary. Any questions, any clarifications? Yes, there is one question. Okay. Virendra Yadav Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Prabhu, based on this discussion, we can say that Sri Sukadeva Goswami is the most exalted personality of in entire discipline. I mean, Guru Parampara.
Yeah, it is through Sukadeva the Bhagavatam got manifested in this world. It is through Sukadeva Goswami, and in that assembly, when he just entered, all the great sages who had come from this entire universe, for your kind information, they all offered obeisances, except Vyas and Narad, because Vyas is his father and Narad is his spiritual master also. And all gave him a seat. So that was, unanimously even decided that. So he was exalted. That's why he's Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Muni. And in the next verse, it will come up, that he was the topmost of the sages there. So the Bhagavatam, what we have got is spoken, is Sukadev's Bhagavatam, Sukadev's realizations. And of course, Vyasdev has given us in the form of conversation between Suta and Saunaka. That's how we have to understand. Is it okay? Fine. Ravi Kanta Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandu Pranam. Prabhuji, my question is that the spiritual affection in the there was a statement that the affection of in the mind, the affection which is created is not the material affection. It was
No.
it is
The point,
spiritual.
the no, the point what is being made, like I'll give you a simple example. The parents have affection for the children,
Yes.
natural. But just hold on. The parents have affection for the children. This affection is based on the bodily concept, you know, because they are coming from my body, the children. So this affection is a source of illusion. But the affection for the pure devotees, the affection for the deities, this affection is, you know, not coming from the bodily concept, but it is springing from the soul. So this affection is pure and it is beyond illusion. It is not material illusion. So Vyasa's, lamentation, separation, viraha means, separation, katar. Katar means his heart is afflicted, So his affection for his son is not because of material affection, but because he's a pure devotee. That's why he's feeling the uh, separation. And you can see that even the trees are feeling separation and they are also crying out, oh son, And that's why that verse was given that one who is a pure devotee, he has affection for all living beings and all living beings have affection. So this affection is on the spiritual platform. Now, parents who are in the Krishna consciousness, they should take care of their children. Of course, there is that these are my children, but actually these are Krishna's children who have been sent to me. So just like we would take care of Krishna, we should take care of these children. So then that, we can also transcend that material affection and take things from a spiritual affection. So that's how we should practically apply this also, those who are in the Grihastha ashram. Is it okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Ashok Atma Vasudev Prabhuji. I have unmuted you.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Prabhu, can you give me the little clarity about, whose son is, you are my son and I am your son, and whose father you are? So some clarity is required, Prabhu, that.
No, the trees are pacifying Vyasdev. Who is the son? Who is the father? They are saying. So, if the son is more elevated than the father, then in one sense, the son is the father and the father is the son. So that is the point being made there.
Oh,
Is it
oh.
clear?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Virendra Yadav Prabhuji. Okay. I don't know why. Okay, tell me.
Prabhu, there was a mention that Itihasa and Purana are made for less intelligent people and the Dijbandhus. So
Not
is it
Itihasas and Puranas. Not Itihasas and Puranas. The Mahabharata.
yes,
That will come in
Mahabharata.
the fourth chapter. Because they, the Dvija Bandhus have not undergone the purificatory ceremonies by which they are in goodness. So the criteria is not the birth, the criteria is you have to be in the mode of goodness. So even for them, out of compassion, Vyas gave the Mahabharata, which is giving the meaning of the Vedas in the form of stories. So the very same message, is given in the form of story. Like, the Vedas are strict like a king. They say, they give this injunction: you're not supposed to steal. That's it. Why? What happens? They don't mention all that. And the Puranas and Itihasas, like the sister who tells the child, she tells a story to a child how one person stole, and then he was caught, he was punished. And then she tells the same thing. Therefore, the conclusion is that one should not steal. So it's the same injunction in the form of stories. So the Mahabharata is in the form of story, giving the same message of the Vedas. Is it okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Sunita Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam. Prabhuji, I didn't understand how Shukdev Goswami, how Vyasadev is called the father, son of Shukdev Goswami.
Okay, let me again explain that story and example. I was telling the story of Mukunda and his son Raghunandan. Mukund is to offer bhoga, and uh, then it is to be prasad, and then the family is to honor. One day when Mukund went away, he told, let my son Raghunandan offer. But Raghunandan, because of his pure devotion, the Lord, to satisfy him, Lord, you eat it. You have not eaten it. I want to see you eating. So the Lord actually ate everything. So Raghunandan's devotion was greater than the father, Mukunda. Similarly, Sukdev Goswami's devotion is greater than Vyasdev. So then, in one sense, Sukdev Goswami is father, and son, the father, that is Vyas, he becomes the son. So that is who is father, who is son. This is all illusion. So that's how the trees are instructing Vyas. So don't lament. So similarly, one who is superior in devotion, suppose in a family, there's a father and the son, and the son is more advanced than the father. So the son can instruct the father. So then the son becomes the father, and the father becomes the son, right? So recently I met one family with their daughter, and the mother was introducing the daughter to me, and then I told the mother, call your husband. So the husband came, and just seeing them, I asked the husband only, so who practices devotion more seriously, whether it is you or your wife? So he frankly admitted, no, it is my wife. So in that sense, she can be instructing like that, So like that, that is the point being made there. I hope it is clear now.
Yes, Prabhuji, but I didn't understand how Shukdev Goswami is superior to Vyasadev, because Vyasadev is the compiler of the Vedas. And I didn't understand that.
How? Hold on for some time. It will take some time to digest. Sukdev Goswami, when he spoke the Bhagavatam, he was directly experiencing in his heart the rasa of the Bhagavatam was fully manifesting. So even Vyas and Narad were astonished hearing this Bhagavatam. So his devotion, because of his devotion, that is why when he narrated the nectar, like, simple thing, some new devotee gives a Bhagavatam class, we will like the class, nice points we made. But when a sannyasi, very advanced devotee gives, we relish some nectar. So because that is why he's superior. So similarly, Sukdev Goswami, when he spoke the Bhagavatam, even Vyas and Narad were astonished. So he was superior in devotion because that is the glory of Sukdev Goswami. Sometimes the son can be more advanced than the father in spiritual life. So then the son becomes the father and the father becomes the son. That's the point. Is it now clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
I think still it is not so clear. I can understand that.
No, it's
Yes,
clear,
yes.
Prabhuji.
No, it will take some time. It will take some time for us to understand this point. Okay. Naminath Prabhuji.
Yeah, regarding this, what we are discussing now about the father and son, I just thought like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me. spiritual master and disciple. Like spiritual master is the father, spiritual father for everyone, and he can accept any age. He's a father for everyone, right? So
Yeah.
like what we are discussing about Sukadeva Goswami and Vyasdev.
What is your question? But
Question in the sense, what we are discussing about now, father and son, who can be, so son can become a father. So even the age, as an any age he can give, like senior citizens, spiritual master can give, except as a son. I just want to, we can.
no, your question is not clear to me. You have to frame the question very clearly.
So now what we are discussing now, son can become a father in a spiritual sense. So like
From
the
a spiritual
master,
sense, yes.
yeah. So like that, spiritual master can become a, he's a father for everyone, like any
For his
old age or
disciples. For his disciples, yes.
Yeah, it may be young or
Okay.
old or
Then,
whatever may be. I just want to.
yeah, and in the other sense, sometimes the spiritual master is very advanced. The disciples, can become more advanced than the spiritual master, and then the disciple can also, in one sense, become the spiritual master of the spiritual master. So there is one very, very profound statement made by Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I think. I have read it. Tamal Krishna Maharaj went to one family, Mataji, and he saw the duties, and she said, "This is my Kana, he's my Krishna." And seeing the advanced level of consciousness of the disciple, so Maharaj commented that sometimes the disciples can be more advanced than the spiritual master also. So in that sense, the spiritual master learns the lesson like that. So in that sense, it is said in the spiritual sense, and it is true sometimes. It is true. Prabhupada made a statement that Prabhupada said that my disciples should become pure devotees, and they should, make more disciples than me. And Prabhupada made that statement in the Dhruva Maharaj pastime. He mentioned how when Dhruva was going to Vaikunta, Vishnu Dutas had come on a plains. And when Dhruva climbed in that self-same body, he thought of his mother. And he said, how can I go leaving my mother? And then the Vishnu Dutta said, your mother is already going there ahead. So his mother had become the guru of the son and directed him to take shelter of Narayan. So by the mother's strength, by the son's strength, the mother also went back to Godhead. So Prabhupada in the purport mentions that, if my disciples become pure devotees by their strength, then I will go back to Godhead. So that's the humility of the spiritual master, and also, that's also the principle also like that. So that's a point. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Clear, Prabhuji. Thanks.
Any other questions? We just had a long discussion on this first verse only. We are not able to cover Prabhupada's commentary, and we have all the time because this is an online thematic study. So we can, devote a lot of time to, discuss this. And I'm sure this third series, many questions will come up, and it will go on for at least 20-30 classes. So tomorrow we'll continue Prabhupada's commentary on this verse, which is a more practical and important. That's why I told this Rasika understanding of Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary is very deep. But for us, Prabhupada is given a very practical understanding, and that we will see tomorrow. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna.